Brittany Ruiz was known to millions as Jenna Presley, one of the biggest stars in the porn industry. She starred, that is, in almost 300 movies until a man known as the porn pastor inspired her to walk away from the porn business and into the flock of his XXX church. Please welcome Brittany Ruiz and Pastor Craig Gross. Thank you so much for being here. So, Brittany, I want to start with you. You started doing porn films as soon as you turned 18 years old. Why did you get into it?
You know, it was, I was searching for love in all the wrong places. I came from a childhood that just wasn't the greatest. I was the unfavored, and I started stripping at a young age as well, and then when I got to college, I began dancing, and a couple producers came in and asked me if I would make romance movies.
You know what, Brittany, I remember we had someone on here who was the CEO of a porn company, and we talked about this very thing, and I remember he said, you know, women in porn, they were empowered by doing these kind of scenes. So you did about 3 sex scenes a day. Did you feel empowered?
No, not at all. In the beginning, I felt beautiful. Like I felt like I had found my self-worth. And after a while, I felt destroyed, hopeless. I felt helpless. I tried to commit suicide several times. I was miserable.
I know that your grandmother had tried to get you to go to church and try to convince you to change your lifestyle, but it was actually the pastor here who convinced you to do so. So how did you find Brittany, and how did you convince her to change her life?
Yeah, and first of all, I mean, it's kind of a tribute to our team. I have a great women on staff. One gal that met Brittany named Rachel Collins, who we go to them. Our church shows up at all the largest adult expos in the country, from New Jersey to Australia to California. So I mean, we'd seen Brittany for 7 years at these shows, and it was just a matter of time where we would send somebody like Rachel that would just brighten up her day at the show, that would talk to her, give her a T-shirt that says "Jesus loves porn stars," gave her a Bible, and so you know, it really wasn't me. It was just, you know, I set a lot of that up, but it was just a team of our women that just cared and loved her and told her she was loved and valued.
What denomination is your church, and who funds it?
And who donation, speaking, products. We're non-denominational, and you know, it's called.
Tax exempt?
Yes, we are. And we don't have an actual physical building. Our church, you know, kind of has this idea that we're going to go where Jesus would go, and we're going to go to where people are at, not just in the industry, but people that are struggling with porn as well. It's the same conflict.
Why do you target porn?
You know, I was a youth pastor, and so I didn't see a bigger issue facing this generation than this topic of sex and pornography. So we thought, nobody else was talking about this. This was 11 years ago that we would go after it.
You know, and Brittany, you now work in sales. You work in sales, and you work alongside Craig because you try to talk to other women who are involved in the porn industry on, you know, coming out of that.
Right.
Are there times when you go through times in your life where you go, I want to go back, I kind of miss it?
No, absolutely not. I've encountered the love of God, and through encountering his love, I know my self-worth. Like, I love myself, I respect myself, and I found that void. The void that I was searching for was found in Jesus, and I could never go back.
I hope they didn't bleep that out.
No, she did go back, though, which was amazing. 2 weeks ago to Chicago, our team, where a lot of them had met Brittany a year prior, where she was signing autographs. Brittany's like, I want to go with you guys. I was like, are you ready for this? And she went back, saw some of her friends that were in the industry, and a lot of them just said, you know, how did you do it? How did you get out?
You know, when you think about porn stars, you think about, especially you who are doing so many films in a day, that you make a lot of money.
Right.
Did you make a lot of money doing this?
I did. There was a time that I went to Tokyo, and I made $13,000 in a period of 12 hours, and that includes arriving at the airport and leaving. And I've turned all that away. I've turned it all away. And
is everybody in your church members of the porn industry?
No, you know, we have a lot of people that we've helped out of the industry, but obviously, you know, it's an online community made up of, you know, husbands and wives and people young and old that are struggling, and then there's a number of people that have said, hey, I want out of the industry that we've helped out.
All right, well, Brittany and Craig, we wish you all the best. We thank you for being here today. Congratulations to you for turning your life around.
thank you.
All right, we're going to be right back.